May 10, 2024. It's the second workout of the day, and it's a bike.
Hey, I am Casey Zog, your Advent trainer, and welcome to the Gran Fondo Hincapie 10-mile race in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. Today we'll be doing this amazing course together. It'll be a little challenging, but I guarantee the accomplishment is well worth the price. As an athlete, racing is one of my favorite
10-mile
fun things to do, and I'm very
today.
grateful to be doing it here with you today.
It's about 44 minutes.
It doesn't matter if it's your first race or your 50th. Those pre-race jitters are inevitable until we get to go off the start line when the
That's
gun
what they
fires.
say even about
During
marathon.
this warm-up,
You are
keep
so
that RPE
nervous.
or rated perceived exertion at around 2.
I
Because
never
once we
had
start
it.
going, you're gonna really want to ramp it
The
up.
nerves.
Hold it back so we don't go too strong out the gate.
I participate in
Once we get across that initial line,
3
then we'll really start putting
live
in some
marathons.
effort.
One is full and 2
We're
halves.
gonna have 5 seconds to go
Didn't
here.
get nervous at all.
3, 2,
I don't know.
1.
Was calm.
Now
Okay.
let's go.
Incline flat resistance 9.
It's not just warming up and putting in the effort during a race. You've got to see it, people. You have to have balance and finesse. Riding the red carpet, this is already a blast. Keep that cadence at about 50 to 60 right now. I fit for the win. Aha! Confetti! Get that RPE. Up to, oh man, this is too fun. Okay, ramp that RPE up now. I want you at a solid 4. You've had time to get those legs warmed up. This is a race after all. What a
Minus
blast.
1, 11.
What a start. It's going to be an amazing day here in Chattanooga at the Gran Fondo Hincapie.
Flat 11.
Look at this opening here. Keep that RP at 4 right now. We've got 10 miles of racing today. And so during this early stretch, I want to make sure you get your legs warmed up properly and you're feeling good. Because we've got 2 climbs to undertake today. The first one will be a little bit of a leg burner. But then our second climb, it's going to be a bit of a doozy. And I'll give you plenty of forewarning before we hit that to make sure you're ready. We'll have a little bit of out of the saddle climbing time, but for the most part, we'll have a long, flat course to ride circles to ensure we lay down enough power to have a fantastic race today. Oh, what a beautiful morning here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A little chilly at the start, and as I said, some of those pre-race jitters, whether you've been racing for years or this is your first experience out racing, you always get a little bit of those butterflies coming in. But the moment that that gun goes off, you're just ready to go.
Not really. Just excitement, little bit, but not.
Now that we've had a little bit of that period to move past warm-up and really get some effort in, I want to hold an RPE of about 5 for the time being. Nothing too heavy now. And during the big efforts, the climbs, when we go up and I turn up the resistance, we'll be going to an RPE of 8 today. Which means you're gonna be really outside of your comfort zone for a little bit. But as part of that race experience, you'll get to feel that burn. And then you'll have a few moments of recovery on the descents. And then by the end, it's going to be an
Incline
amazing
6,
feeling
resistance 7.
to have knocked out this race today. Okay, we're turning up a little bit. Get that RPE to about a 6. Keep your cadence at about 70 to 80 right now. Oftentimes, in flat regions, bridges are the only time you get any vert. But today, this is just a mild introduction
Flat 12.
to some of the climbs we'll be tackling. Here in Chattanooga, there's Lookout Mountain off to our left. And there's a lot of rich history here, particularly as it relates to the Civil War, because we're riding over the Tennessee River right now. So beautiful and such a critical location for both the Union and the Confederate armies during the war. The only battle we'll be facing today, though, is against the pain that we're dealing with as we push through this amazing race. Nothing like the sea of hubs on major cycling events up until that moment when everyone engages and the clicking goes and you know that there's just burning in the legs. You can pull your RPE back to about a 5 now. I want you to
Minus
maintain
1,
that.
12.
Left-hand turn here, you ready? Let's go. Woo!
Flat 12.
Oh, this big ride, the Grand Fondo, done by George Hincapie. The big man himself, the domestique for many of the world's top racers. It's been an amazing opportunity to come participate in this race. Grand Fondo, of course, means big ride, and there's various elements to a Grand Fondo. We are doing the 10-mile race. If you feel great after having knocked this one out, you'll need to go check out Jenny Fletcher, an amazing Iron Woman athlete who's doing the 55-miler. Multiple segments, much bigger ride overall. So work your way up to that. I'm grateful today, though, to be able to go ride and race here with you. I feel like I've been pacing you a little bit here, and maybe you want to get a little punchy out ahead. You see that sea of riders up there? Why don't you go lead me out a bit? Give me an RP of 6 as we start approaching this hill.
Incline 1,
Great
resistance
work.
12.
It's amazing. That is quite the parade of quad burning vert undertaken by the sea of riders up ahead. So fun to see so many riders out doing what they love. The passion, the fun of cycling. Keep that cadence high right now. About 80. Because we're going to be pulling it back as I turn up the intensity and the resistance here as we start our first climb. Let's slow our cadence a little bit.
Incline 3,
Now that we've
resistance
got our
10.
first big test of the day, this race in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. Woo! You feeling good still? One of the things that I specifically keep top of mind during any race is to not go out too strong, especially in longer events, because I would typically
Incline
do
7,
endurance
resistance
mountain bike
7.
races where you're out on the course for 6 to 8 hours. And with those, if you go out too strong, you're gonna blow up. And what that essentially means is you light and use too many matches in your legs. And sometimes you overexert with those fast twitch muscle fibers. And if you blow your legs up and you have another 50 miles to go.
Better start doing some more ice hits.
Exactly. Woo! You blow up too fast, you're not gonna have enough strength to make it to the end. You can see right now, everyone's adjusting their speed and cadence. We should be about 50 to 60 right now. Gotta make sure that we have enough strength to make it through the entire race, and particularly the Pineville climb, because that one is a grunt. So where we're heading now actually is right near the beginning of the Trail of Tears, which is a bit of a somber thing to think about given the circumstances surrounding it. But as part of being able to race or ride around the world, I think areas of cultural significance, things that happened in the past, are important to learn about and to acknowledge, for good or worse. And so, as we ride on this part of the Trail of Tears, I think
Flat
just a moment
12.
of thoughtfulness through the tunnel is good.
Minus 112.
Acknowledge the past, understand how we can use it to improve in the future, whether you're talking politics, government, life. But today, we're a little bit less concerned about those aspects because we've got our own Morikawa! Woo! We've got our own thing to deal with, and that is making sure we crush it during the entirety of this race. Up that cadence now. I've pulled back your resistance. Keep those legs moving. 70 to 80 cadence here. Do you already feel like you're a legitimate racer? You've already laid down some heavy watts. We've completed that first climb, and we are zipping down this rapid descent. Beautiful, clear morning here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, we've been holding an RPE of 5 here for the last little bit, that higher cadence of 70 to 80. I want you to mentally prepare for the biggest effort of this race starting here soon. So let's kick that RPE up to a 6 here as we bank this
Flat
left-hand turn.
13.
We've got the sun at our back, good line of sight ahead, a lot of racers out here crushing it with us. As I was saying a moment ago, I'm one who very much avoids going out right at the lead pack when the gun goes off. I take about 45 minutes to an hour to get going anyway. Though I'm not a large rider or racer, I'm more like a diesel where I just take a while to get going, but then I just keep going and going. And so I oftentimes find that it's almost as though I have negative splits during the course of an event. Now that's not to say I'm actually getting
Flat 13.
faster throughout the entire course, but given the fatigue associated with the race, I usually hold a consistent pace throughout. And so as you race more and more, you'll start to get a feel for your style. Are you someone that likes to get out fast off the line? Or possibly, you just slow and steady throughout? But regardless
Incline
of
2,
what
resistance
type
11.
of racer you end up being, right now, you're gonna have to encounter that painful Pineville climb that we talked about. So, slow down the pace, get ready for a grunt, because you can see up ahead, we've got a massive climb to undertake. Drop your cadence.
Incline
About
12.
40 to 50 now.
Resistance
Feel that
4.
resistance. Oh man, this is not gonna be an easy climb. Oh, it's fun on the other side. Woo! Really slow down your pedal speed. Make sure you've got enough strength in those legs to make it up the entire climb. Whew. This is your RPE 8 main effort for the day. How are you feeling? Pretty good? Whew. Each pedal stroke, really push it. Now, this is one of those circumstances where, though it seems intuitive, I always like to remind people, we need to pedal circles. You need to have both the downstroke and the upstroke. Continual power, delivery and transfer throughout the entire crank. That way, you're engaging all muscle groups in your legs. Quads, calves, glutes, hamstrings, everything. And now, as I promised, we're gonna do just a little bit out of the saddle climbing. to get up
Incline
to the
14,
Top, you feel good?
resistance 3.
Oh, feel that. Whew.
I
Even
beat
though
you.
you're out of the saddle, try to keep fluid motions. Don't jerk around too much. That wastes energy. Because out of the saddle, you're already engaging your core and other muscle groups in your upper body, which means you're slightly less efficient in total energy expended to get up, but it gives you that extra torque and leverage on the bike. Oh, we're cresting here soon. I'm feeling good. Hold that RPE of 8.
It's good.
We're doing an amazing job. Okay, back in the saddle. Woo.
Okay,
Dude,
minus
that was
1,
awesome.
13.
Great work. Nice work. Queen of the mountain. Okay, now comes the payoff. Amazing descent. I want you to lead me out a little bit here. High cadence. Get up between 80 and 90. Low resistance.
Minus 1,
Woo.
resistance 11.
Lots of fun here. Oh, it's so beautiful here in Chattanooga. I'm from Salt Lake City,
Minus
Utah.
3, 12.
And up in the mountains, it gets pretty green during the summer months, but nothing like here back east, where it, to me at least, looks subtropical with how green it is.
Minus 1,
Had a
12.
few days of rain leading up to the race, but a perfect day today. It's amazing how lovely it is here out and around Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga. Moccasin Bend, you got the confluence of the Tennessee River
Minus 1, 12.
where it just meanders right by the town. So beautiful. Keep that cadence high.
Flat
We've
13.
got a long, flat stretch ahead of us. And so, I want you to have that solid RP of 6 right now. You can pull back from that 8. But, we are racing. And so, we gotta keep holding down a pretty rapid pace. Woo! Up on the horizon, you see Lookout Mountain, where Ruby Falls exists, an internal waterfall 150 feet tall. So beautiful, amazing to navigate some of these mountain roads through Appalachia. It's an amazing location with amazing riding. To be able to race here is an awesome experience,
Incline 3,
especially
resistance
getting out here
11.
today with you. I couldn't think of a better way to spend 45 minutes or so in a day to get out and race here. And if you find that this creates an itch that you continually need to scratch, then you can come back and race here again with me.
Minus 1, 13.
Jenny Fletcher, another iFit trainer, she did the 55-mile course, so you can start building up your race endurance. There's also a ton of other amazing series to do with iFit here in the US, but also throughout the world. I personally recommend, once you're feeling a little more comfortable with high efforts and more advanced, go check out Norway. You can climb with me to the top of the Trollstigen. We have a little fun
Flat
along the way.
13.
There's a lot of painful climbs, but we come across some trolls, and it's a magical place. But enough of that. We've got our race day game faces on, right? We're having fun here. Whew. This long, flat stretch. This is where I personally am not the strongest in terms of riding. I am a mountain goat. I love to climb. I'm not one who on the flats can just go all out and lay down the power. I built my legs for climbing because I typically get out on my mountain bike. I love having that
Flat 13.
lose yourself ability on long extended climbs where it's just you versus the mountain, and there's nothing but that focus of laying down the power, apexing the climb, and then the payoff, of course, which is the descent. And being a mountain biker, that's where the single track descents always ensure that a ride, or a race for that matter, has an element of fun. And today, where we climbed Pineville, you did an amazing job on that descent. I was having a hard time keeping up with you because you went out so fast. That was awesome. I mean, we are racing, right? So you got to take advantage of those moments where you can go all out. Right now, your RPE should still be about 6. I want us to hold it strong here in this long, flat straightaway. Keep that cadence around 70 to 80 right now. As we meander through these fields, a little bit of rolling hill, undulation mixes things up nicely. We're doing a great job in this race too. Big groups of people, but we broke away and really crushed that hill. That was such a great effort you did there.
Flat
Amazing
13.
work. If need be, you should get a drink, which is what I'm going to do right now. Always need to stay hydrated.
I'm so thirsty. I don't know what I
And
eat,
of
so
course, when we
making
get
me
to
so
the
thirsty.
finish, and one of the benefits of choosing to go out and race is you'll need to get some calories in you. And oftentimes, I use post-race or post-ride calories as an opportunity to have a treat or something a little sweet. I don't have much of a sweet tooth typically, but after something like this, treat yourself, as
No.
they say.
No.
Hello, hello. Great day for a race here in Chattanooga. Dude, you got the upright, sitting comfortable. You're doing it right. Love it. Have a good race. Absolutely it is. Woo! Rock on. That's what I like to see. How are you feeling? Still good? Let's pull back that RPE to about a 5, because I think you've been given an amazing effort of 6 for the last little bit.
Flat
Let's
12.
make sure we have plenty of strength to finish strong, because we've looped around some of the outskirts of Chattanooga, but then we'll get to start heading back into town, into some of those beautiful tree-lined streets. We'll want to finish strong, because as we experienced at
I
the
have to
beginning,
change something on the
there is
phone.
that very, very strong race vibe,
Nerves.
the energy of everyone around, the music, the pulse is so fun. So I don't want us
Okay.
to have gone out and expended everything and we would just crawl in at the end. We want to finish strong. Keep that cadence 60 to 70 here as we take this left-hand turn up here. Bank it wide and let's go for it. Thank you so much. Oh, little climb here. Lead me out. Get out of the
Incline
saddle.
8.
Climb for a bit here.
Resistance
Nothing too
6.
big, but let's kick it up. Have a little fun. Keep that RPE 6 trending 7
Ah.
here. This may be one of our first races together, but we're gonna learn how to work and put in effort. And by the end, you may feel like a bit of a veteran. Nice work on that. Very
Incline
good.
5. Resistance
Oof.
8. Ah.
Cacophony of birds welcoming us. We may not have too many spectators on the course in terms of human spectators. We've got all those birds out here cheering us on. Keep those pedals moving.
Minus
You're
1,
doing
12.
great. Up that cadence to about 80 now. Make sure on this brief descent that you are keeping a high cadence at that RP of about 6 right now. And we vary the effort throughout the course because if we were to try to hold an RPE of 8 the entire time, we burn ourselves out. Now, typically, a rated perceived exertion of 8 is what would be hitting or pushing just beyond your lactate threshold, which is essentially a pace or an effort that you can hold for about an hour. Now, because we're just starting out and learning how to race, we don't want to go there yet. But over time, as you do more and more series with iFit, you'll get more comfortable holding that higher effort for an extended period of time. And then maybe you'll come back and do this race again with
Incline
me,
2. Resistance
and you'll
11.
just think, boy, Casey did not peg it the way he should have. I'm gonna have to go check out what Jenny did and hold it for a lot longer. Go do the 55-mile loop. Or you'll go do a tour of Utah exploration with Travis McCabe. Because you'll learn what your abilities are, areas that you need to improve, and then ultimately improve and grow as a racer. Whew. We are doing an amazing job.
Incline 2. Resistance 11.
Watch for cars as we merge in. Always gotta be cognizant and aware
Flat.
of vehicular
12.
traffic. Though I don't necessarily consider myself a Civil War buff, being in Chattanooga at the Grand Fondo Hincapie, I felt as though I needed to brush up a little bit on what makes Chattanooga, Chattanooga, which actually is a Creek Indian term meaning
Flat 12.
a rock rising to a point, which is of course in reference to Lookout Mountain. And here in Chattanooga, there were actual battles fought in and around this area, and some very, very significant strategic considerations for why both the Confederate and the Union armies wanted to hold this location. Thank you. There was the Battle of Chattanooga and Chickamauga, and I learned about what was called the Union Raiders, who took over a Confederate wood-burning locomotive, and they were awarded, I believe it was a Medal of Honor. I'm not sure if that's a specific designation, but their efforts, and they're buried here, earned them special recognition for what they did for the Union Army in that occurrence. To be raiders, to steal that locomotive and drive it along the tracks, very, very different time and very different focus. Because when we as cyclists deal with train tracks, we don't think about commandeering a locomotive, but we typically think about not getting our tires caught and dropping in and flipping over our handlebars. Although we don't get any medals for surviving that. Oh, entering the beautiful tree-lined streets of Chattanooga. Let's pull our RPE up just a bit here. We're gonna start feeling a little bit of that fun vibe as we're entering into downtown proper. As I said earlier, I want to finish strong. So, pull out RPE to 6 now. This is a strong tempo pace. It's out of your comfort zone. You're gonna feel a little bit of that burn. Now let's turn here on Cherokee. Take the berm and we go. Woo! Push it, push it, push it through. We've got another bridge. Let's do it. Out of the saddle.
Incline 8.
One last time.
Resistance 7.
Drop that cadence, because we don't want to flop around up top too much. We feel that resistance because we're climbing here on the bridge. Traversing the Tennessee River. I'm going to pause.
Incline 4, resistance
I'll
10.
let you take it out a bit. Look at these views.
Oh yeah.
The beautiful
Oh yeah.
Tennessee Aquarium. Lookout Mountain on the horizon. And of course, views as we traverse the river. Lead me out here. Come on. Push it up. You got it. RP of 7 here. Hold it steady.
Incline 4, resistance 10.
You are doing awesome. This is amazing. Riding here. It's a beautiful morning.
Flat 13.
We are in a race. I want to see who can get off the bridge first. Oh! You're doing great. Fantastic work.
Ah.
Well, maybe after we wrap up, get some calories in us, we'll have to go check out one of the river boats. Dip our toes in the Tennessee?
Minus 113.
Win in Rome, right? Win in Chattanooga. Rock rising to a point. Enjoy the river too. It's all good.
Minus 113.
Fantastic work. Getting over that bridge.
Huh.
Are you feeling good still? We're not done yet.
Flat
We are
13.
nearing the home stretch though. We'll want to make sure we hold it strong to the end. Thank you. Events like the Grand Fondo Hincapie, I think, allow us as cyclists to get a feel and experience in cities that we otherwise might not be able to do, because oftentimes you'll have traffic control and the police and other volunteers do such a great job allowing us to ride through the city unencumbered. Thank you. And so take advantage of those opportunities to, you know, kind of just ride and meander through the streets where normally nothing but beep beep from the cars. Because sometimes it's hard to appreciate some of those fun benefits you get, because when you're racing, all you typically think about is, how can I go faster without blowing myself up, getting to the finish line so I can
Flat
chug
13.
a liter of chocolate milk.
No.
Now look at these amazing views here in downtown Chattanooga on this tree-lined street. Oh man, I'm starting to feel that finish line energy. Are you feeling it too? I hope so. We are nearing the end. I want that cadence now between 70 and 80. Hold it strong. We got a left-hand turn here. Let's push it. Solid. RPE
Incline
of 8.
flat. Resistance
We are
14.
gonna finish strong. Woo! You have been doing so amazing during this race today here at the Grand Fondo Hincapie. Amazing work. You made it. Love it. Let's keep going. Woo! Lay it down now. Keep that RPE of 8. Remember, pushing it just beyond that lactate threshold, or where you think you can hold it for an hour. You can do it. We're racing here. Final left on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Woo! Red carpet finish. Nice work. Nice work. Woo!
Resistance 9.
Amazing. Fantastic. After such an amazing finish, I've got something for you. Great job finishing the Grand Fondo Hincapie with me. That 10-mile race was an amazing effort today, especially that Pineville climb. Until I see you next time, keep working on those iFit exercises. I'm Casey Zog, your iFit trainer, and keep riding hard.
Resistance 8. La, 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 la. Oh, you can tell I don't have. Yeah. Okay, I did 11 miles because I was pedaling a little faster than. Ah, my bum, my bum, my bum. Ah, my bum. Well, so far, this was the longest bike ride since I started biking. This was the longest. Ah, my bum. Anyway, I'm gonna go relax now.